So we're being joined by Christopher Bell, driver of the number 20 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. He's also the defending NASCAR Cup Series race winner here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and he currently sits at the very top of the point standings with 1 win at Bristol, 5 top 5s, and 7 top 10s. We also have Chase Elliott, driver of the number 9 Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series champion. He's been voted NASCAR's most popular driver since 2018, and he was recently added to the list of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers. So first of all, Chase, I want to welcome you back. Happy to see you. How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, nice to get a test. Would have liked to have had this 2 weeks ago. That would have been nice for me. But yeah, good to be here. And obviously, you know, we still getting back in the swing of things for myself. So yeah, just kind of getting back rolling, and this is a good opportunity to do that here. And obviously, Talladega is kind of one thing, and Martinsville is a whole different ballgame. So yeah, good to be here. Looking forward to coming back up for the race.
And congratulations on being named one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers, joining your dad, Bill, who was named one of the top 50 drivers in 1998. How did you feel when you received that call?
Yeah, you know, it's a great honor, and you know, it's one that I certainly don't take lightly. For me, you know, fortunate to be on that list, no doubt. Still feel like I have a lot of work to do, though. You know, hopefully my career is not done. I'd like to do it for at least a few more years before I get sent off. But I do think that, you know, I still have a long ways to go from a driver's perspective, and I think I have a lot of improving to do, and I think I can do a better job. So that's really kind of where my head's at, and you know, great honor, and I appreciate the consideration, and but I'm still kind of eyes forward on whatever's next.
And Christopher, you have proven over and over again you have what it takes to win here at the Magic Mile. What is it about New Hampshire Motor Speedway that allows you to be so successful here?
I don't know, that's a great question, but you know, I don't think that I have anything going for me other than the car that I sit in. So driving for Joe Gibbs Racing through the Xfinity Series, they've obviously had really a lot of success with a bunch of different drivers. And then on the Cup side as well, you know, Denny, Kyle, Martin, they've all won here. So the package that Joe Gibbs Racing has works well, and fortunately I've been able to, you know, kind of adapt to it, I guess.
All right, now I'll open it up for questions. Please raise your hand and we will get a mic over to you. Did you have your hand up? No. Right over here?
Bill Thomas, We Family Media. This is for Christopher, you won the race last year. Now you're here, you're doing some tire testing. Did you feel any different? You happy, glad they might want to change tire, or you know, would you like to see things stay the same?
I don't care either way. We ran through a ton of tires, and this is, I don't know how many tire tests I've done in my career, but this is definitely the most changes that we've thrown at it. And for the most part, most of them, I couldn't tell any difference. And there was one right side tire that I felt like took off faster and slowed down to the same speed. So I guess you could say that was a little bit more fall off. So I think that would be a positive change, but you know, I'm good either way.
And Jim, did you have a question?
Yeah, I'll just, both of you, I asked Brad too. Race isn't here until July. I mean, obviously you're here months in advance. How much does this help you guys, again, even though you're months away from being back here?
For me, I've always felt like having a test at a racetrack has been extremely beneficial. You know, and I'll be honest with you, that we signed up for this test whenever it was at Gateway, because we felt like we struggled at Phoenix last year, and I really struggled at Gateway as well. So we wanted to try and make the most out of that test and try and benefit for 2 tracks. But you know, getting laps at Loudon certainly is beneficial for whenever we come back here in July. And yeah, I mean, I think that all 3 of us should be pretty successful when we come back for the race.
Yeah, same. We signed up for Gateway for a few different reasons, but yeah, when it changed, and this is where they sent us. So that's kind of out of our hands, but I do think it's good. This hasn't been historically my best track. We had an okay run here last year. I think we were really fortunate to run second, you know, to Christopher, but you know, at the end of the day, it's always good to go test at a place that you don't feel like you've done a very good job at least that's the case for me. So, yeah, whether it was here, Gateway, you know, for as bad as I struggle with both, I'm good either way.
Christopher, last year when you won here, one of our good friends is a lobsterman, and he noticed you were a bit apprehensive about the lobster. What was going through your head, and have you found a spot to display the big trophy when you get it later this year?
I definitely don't have a place yet, but it'll find a home shortly. But I'm no fisherman by any means, so I'm not going to be touching fish, and it took me a little bit to touch that lobster.
And Chase, you mentioned how New Hampshire historically has been a tough track for you. You came in second last year. What did you guys do differently, and what are you going to do to prepare for the race this year to hopefully get that win?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. I don't know that we did really a whole lot differently, or did a bunch different from year to year. Or at least from my driving standpoint, I try to adjust, I guess, what I think is what I think I'm struggling with. But it's just one of those tracks that, yeah, for whatever reason, hasn't suited me very well. And last year was just so weird. You know, the beginning of the season, there was a lot going on. Obviously, had a new car, and I think everybody was in a really weird space. And guys are all over the board with setups, and you know, you saw that during the races. And then about this race last year, I thought everybody started really honing in on what they needed, and everybody started getting the same. And to me, the complexion of the races started changing. And fortunately, we were on the front end of some of that stuff, and then started struggling shortly thereafter about this race last year. So, and kind of rode that wave, unfortunately, all the way to the end. The good news was we had enough points to kind of luck our way through the last 10. But yeah, I don't think we did a whole lot different. Just had the circumstances were fortunate in our favor.
And Christopher, last year you came to New Hampshire's race weekend needing the win to clinch a spot in the playoffs. You've already got a win under your belt this year. You're first in the standings. Does it take the pressure off? How are you coming into this July's race differently?
Yeah, definitely relieved. I don't know that we're going to see as many winners this year as what we had last year. So, that win probably isn't as important as what it was last year. But yeah, I remember, race 5, 6 last year, I was climbing up through the points. We had a really bad start, and things were looking up. And then, we got to race 12, 13, 14, I don't know what Loudon was, but people kept winning, and we knew that we were going to have to win. So this was a very important race for us to get into the playoffs, and it's, hopefully it's a place that we can pad our playoff points whenever we come back, but racing for, I guess a little bit different mentality where we don't have to win anymore.
Toss it to Kyle.
Hey guys, Kyle, Loose is Fast podcast. A lot of chatter the last couple of weeks about more horsepower, this, that, and the other, but we know that really is going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. So do you think the aero changes and tire changes can kind of make up that difference until potentially next season, any horsepower changing? You want to start?
Sure. Yeah. No, it's not going to change it a whole lot. I don't think. Not unless they, narrow the tire or something. Take 3 or 4 inches off the width of the tire. No, probably not. In my opinion, I think you're a pretty big step change from something as drastic as an engine change, and they're obviously not going to shrink the tire size, right? That was one of their modeling points when we went to this thing, so that's not going anywhere either.
Yeah, I guess from my standpoint, everything that we're doing is just a Band-Aid for the gutless engines that we have today. So, we keep taking downforce out because we try and get less grip in the cars. But, if we put horsepower in it, I don't think we have near the problems today that we have.
Well, with Yates saying, last week or a couple days ago that 50 to 100 wasn't unrealistic, do you think we will see that change before the end of the season by any chance?
No, not next
Wishful
year.
thinking at most on my part?
I mean, everything I've been told is no, period. I don't know about you, Chase, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. I mean, problem is you got, the drivers say one thing, and you have engine shops and budgets and things. I don't really see where having a little more horsepower is gonna change the bottom line that much, personally. But I don't work in those departments, so maybe it does. But to me, if you're increasing your entertainment value on track, it might be worth a little extra on the bottom line
Yeah,
to benefit
absolutely.
everybody, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll stop on. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
All right, well, I have one final question for you guys before we wrap up. We're a 1 mile track here. You're heading to another 1 mile track this weekend. What, if anything, can you take from, today and tomorrow's test to help you prepare for this weekend? And how do you prepare differently for Dover as you do for New Hampshire?
Yeah, nothing. From here today, he might have something different, but just completely different racetracks. And aside from rolling down pit road, maybe running the pit lights, I think that's probably about it, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, nothing on track. I guess at Talladega, we're not really sliding around, and here you do slide around a little bit, and you're going to be sliding at Dover, so, but nothing setup-wise, nothing driving-wise will translate.
All right, well, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today and taking the time to meet with our media.
Thank you all.
And we can't wait to see you on July 16th for the Cran 301.
Thank you.
I don't think anybody wants to. Sounds like the second coming of Noah.